Have you ever stopped and asked yourself why, despite all your efforts, life still feels the same? Why every morning you wake up with a list of dreams and ambitions, yet by nightfall, they feel further away than ever? The truth is, change doesn't come from wishing or hoping. Change comes from the invisible choices you make every single day, the habits that quietly shape your thoughts, your energy, and the very trajectory of your life. Right now, you have the power to take control, to stop drifting, and to start steering toward the life you've always imagined. But to do that, you need to face something most people refuse to acknowledge. The life you're living today is a direct reflection of the habits you've allowed to dominate your mind, your body, and your actions. If you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or frustrated, it's not because life is against you. It's because the habits you've been living by are not aligned with the person you are meant to become. The weight of that realization can feel heavy, even uncomfortable, but it's also liberating. Because if your life is a product of your habits, then every habit you choose to adopt, improve, or eliminate is a lever that can lift you into a completely new reality. Imagine waking up every day with clarity, purpose, and unstoppable energy. Imagine feeling confident in your decisions, resilient in the face of obstacles, and proud of the person staring back at you in the mirror. That reality is not a dream reserved for a select few. It is waiting for you, ready to be unlocked the moment you decide to take deliberate control over your daily actions. This is why what you're about to discover matters so deeply. Because the next 10 habits you embrace aren't just routines. They are the framework of transformation. They are the difference between drifting through life and designing a life that fuels your potential. They are the invisible architecture that supports your dreams, strengthens your mindset, and builds the courage to take risks you once thought impossible. And as you absorb each one piece by piece, you'll start to notice the subtle but powerful shifts in your energy, your focus, and your confidence. You'll feel the tension of stagnation begin to melt away, replaced by the exhilaration of forward momentum. You'll begin to understand that every small, intentional action compounds, creating results far greater than the effort you see in the moment. By the end of this, you won't just know what to do. You'll feel compelled to act, driven by a deep, undeniable sense that your life can and must be different. You'll feel the spark of possibility ignite within you, the kind that refuses to be ignored. And as that spark grows, it will fuel the courage to shed old patterns, to step into discomfort, and to embrace the relentless pursuit of your best self. So stay with me, because what comes next is more than advice. It's a blueprint for transformation. Every habit, every principle, every insight is a key that unlocks a new version of you, waiting on the other side of consistency, focus, and courage. The question is, are you ready to step through that door? Have you noticed how the first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows? Those moments before the world demands your attention are more powerful than most people realize. They are a blank canvas, untouched by distractions, untouched by doubt, waiting for you to decide how your day will unfold. When you take control of your mornings, you are taking control of your life. The habits you build in these early hours are like the foundation of a skyscraper. The stronger and more deliberate they are, the higher you can rise. Imagine starting each day with clarity, focus, and energy that doesn't fade the moment a challenge appears. Picture yourself greeting the morning not with hesitation or stress, but with intention and determination. Science shows that people who consistently structure their mornings experience higher levels of productivity, improved mental health, and a stronger sense of control over their lives. This is not about waking up earlier for the sake of it. It's about crafting a routine that aligns your mind, body, and spirit with your goals. It's about creating a rhythm that reinforces your values before the noise of the day tries to pull you off course. When you move deliberately, when you start with purpose, everything else falls into place more naturally. Your decisions become sharper, your focus becomes unshakable, and your energy levels remain high because you're no longer surrendering them to chaos. Mornings become a statement. This is how I lead my life. This is how I honor my potential. This is how I claim my power. And the beauty of this habit is that it compounds. A single disciplined morning may feel small, but over time, these moments accumulate, shaping not just your days, but your confidence, your resilience, and your identity. You start to see yourself differently. You start to feel like someone who can create change rather than wait for it. You start to trust your ability to follow through, to act, and to grow. Every stretch of intentional mornings becomes proof that you are capable of more than you thought that you can. Design a life that reflects your deepest ambitions. The people who achieve extraordinary things do not rely on fleeting motivation or luck. They rely on the structure of their habits, the quiet, consistent actions taken when no one is watching. Your morning routine is your secret weapon, your invisible edge, your declaration that you will no longer drift through life, reacting to circumstances, but that you will move forward with clarity and courage. When you seize the morning, you seize momentum, and momentum fuels transformation. You will notice it in the way your mind feels sharper, your emotions steadier, and your goals closer than ever before. This is your opportunity to reclaim hours, to reclaim focus, and to reclaim your life. The decision is simple, but the impact is profound. Begin with a single hour, a single set of intentional actions, and watch as the rhythm of your mornings becomes the rhythm of your success. You are capable of commanding your day, shaping your destiny, and stepping into the version of yourself that you've always known was possible. The question is, will you take it? Comfort feels safe, doesn't it? It whispers to you that staying the same is easier, that avoiding discomfort will keep life predictable. But the truth is, comfort is the silent killer of potential. Growth, real, unstoppable growth, is forged in the spaces where fear and uncertainty exist. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you trade a momentary sense of ease for a lifetime of missed opportunities. Your brain craves safety, but your spirit craves progress. The moment you step outside of what is familiar, you ignite change. Every habit that stretches you, every action that scares you slightly, strengthens your resilience, sharpens your mind, and expands what you believe is possible. Think about the areas in your life where you feel stagnant, frustrated, or powerless. The discomfort you resist there is exactly where transformation is waiting. Your mind wants to retreat, to rationalize, to explain why change is too hard, too risky, too inconvenient. But each rationalization is a chain holding you back from the life you're capable of living. Growth doesn't ask for permission, it demands courage. And courage is not an innate talent. It's a skill cultivated through deliberate choices. One small step into discomfort today creates momentum that compounds into bold, decisive action tomorrow. The moments that challenge you the most are the moments that define you. When you choose growth over comfort, your confidence expands, your energy surges, and your sense of purpose crystallizes. Fear begins to lose its power over you because you realize that discomfort is temporary, but the rewards of courage are lasting. Your life starts to reflect the effort you put into challenging yourself, the risks you dare to take, and the habits you refuse to compromise. Each time you push past fear, your boundaries shift, and what once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. You are no longer living a life dictated by avoidance. You are living a life defined by intention, by the courage to pursue what matters most, even when it's uncomfortable. The brain is wired to seek reward, and the reward for choosing growth is profound. You feel stronger, sharper, and more capable. You see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. You begin to trust yourself in ways that were impossible before. Every step you take beyond comfort compounds into a life that commands respect, not from others, but from yourself. The tension, the fear, the unease, they are proof that you are alive, that you are moving, that you are evolving. Comfort is a prison. Growth is freedom. Your future self is waiting for you on the other side of discomfort, stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. The question is whether you will stay safe or whether you will step forward, embrace the challenge, and finally become the person you were always meant to be. Every moment you hesitate is a moment of opportunity lost. Every moment you choose growth is a declaration that you refuse to settle, that you refuse to accept mediocrity, and that you are ready to transform your life from the inside out. This is where the journey accelerates, where the impossible starts to bend toward the possible, and where you claim the life you've always imagined. Your mind is the battlefield where every success or failure begins. Every thought, every belief, every assumption shapes the reality you live in. Yet most people surrender control of their minds to doubt, fear, and past failures, wondering why their life feels chaotic, unfulfilled, or stagnant. The truth is, nothing in your life can rise above the level of your mindset. If your thoughts are clouded with limitation, your actions will reflect it. If your mind is disciplined, focused, and resilient, your life inevitably aligns with that strength. You have the power to choose which thoughts dominate, which beliefs guide you, and which narratives define your reality. It begins with awareness, paying attention to the constant chatter in your head and deciding which voices deserve to be heard. Growth does not come from wishing your mind was stronger. It comes from deliberately shaping it, training it, and refusing to let it dictate your limitations. Every failure is feedback, not a verdict. Every setback is a signal, not a sentence. The moment you embrace this truth, the world shifts. You no longer see obstacles as threats, but as opportunities to strengthen your resilience. You begin to notice the patterns that have kept you trapped and start replacing them with patterns that propel you forward. Self-talk becomes a tool, not a threat. Reframing negative thoughts, challenging limiting beliefs, and visualizing success rewires your brain to seek solutions instead of surrendering to fear. Confidence, clarity, and focus are not gifts. They are habits of thought cultivated daily. The strength of your mindset determines the weight of your action, the quality of your decisions, and the persistence with which you pursue your goals. Imagine waking up each morning with a mind free from doubt, a mind that sees possibilities where others see impossibilities, a mind that refuses to accept anything less than progress. That clarity becomes your compass, guiding every decision, every interaction, and every step toward the life you desire. When you master your mind, resistance becomes manageable, fear becomes fuel, and uncertainty becomes an invitation to act. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. Every time you practice discipline and thought, you reinforce your ability to act with courage, purpose, and focus. Your emotional resilience grows, your energy amplifies, and your confidence radiates into every area of life. The power to transform your life is not hidden in some external force. It has always existed within the choices you make inside your mind. Thoughts are the seed, action is the water, and habit is the sunlight that allows your potential to grow into reality. You can allow your mind to wander in fear, doubt, and distraction, or you can command it to focus, to challenge, and to elevate. The choice is immediate, the effect is profound, and the reward is life-changing. Every day you invest in mastering your mind is the day your life steps closer to the extraordinary. This is the foundation of transformation, the core of self-mastery, and the key to unlocking the life you've always known you deserve. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a wave, unpredictable, unreliable, and often gone when you need it most. Relying on motivation alone is like trying to navigate a stormy sea with a fragile sail. You will drift, you will falter, and you will surrender to circumstances beyond your control. The truth is, lasting transformation is built on action, not feelings. Action is consistent, measurable, and unstoppable when harnessed correctly. Every small step you take compounds into momentum. And momentum is the invisible force that carries you through obstacles, fatigue, and doubt. It doesn't matter if you feel inspired today or if you feel like giving up. What matters is that you act anyway, even when the world whispers that you shouldn't. When you create the habit of action, you no longer wait for motivation, you generate it through your own consistency. The human brain rewards effort. Each action you take, no matter how small, triggers a chemical response that reinforces your behavior, fuels confidence, and strengthens your willpower. This is the secret the most successful people understand. They don't wait to feel ready. They become ready through doing. Action transforms fear into clarity, hesitation into momentum, and potential into reality. Think about how much of your life has been lost waiting for the right moment, the perfect feeling, or the ideal conditions. Those moments rarely come. Every day that passes without deliberate action is a day your goals slip further away. But the reverse is just as true. Every step, no matter how tiny, builds unstoppable momentum. Start with one task, one decision, one deliberate choice to move forward, and watch the compounding effect unfold. Soon, the hesitation that once held you back becomes a distant memory. The tension you felt in the face of uncertainty transforms into the exhilaration of progress. Your confidence grows not from luck, not from inspiration, but from the undeniable proof of action. You begin to trust yourself because your results reflect your effort. Consistency becomes a habit, and that habit becomes the engine of your transformation. Fear loses its grip, self-doubt fades, and the impossible begins to feel inevitable. The energy that once went into waiting now fuels growth, achievement, and the life you've always imagined. The world doesn't reward the motivated, it rewards the relentless. the disciplined, the ones who show up again and again, refusing to surrender. Every small action is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every step, repeated daily, compounds into a life defined not by chance, but by choice. You do not need to feel ready. You only need to move. Action creates readiness. Action creates momentum. Action creates results. The power to change your life does not live in feelings. It lives in doing. Each moment you take control of your actions, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how small, you are reshaping your destiny. You are proving to yourself that you are capable, that you are unstoppable, and that you can rise above limitation. The question is, will you wait for motivation, or will you take action and let momentum carry you toward the extraordinary life you were born to live? Your energy is the most valuable currency you possess. It dictates the quality of your focus, the strength of your decisions, and the resilience you bring to every challenge. Yet so many people squander it on distractions, negativity, and obligations that drain rather than fuel them. When your energy is scattered, your life feels heavy, chaotic, and out of control. When your energy is protected, directed, and cultivated, everything becomes sharper, clearer, and more achievable. You have the power to choose where your energy goes, who it touches, and what it builds. Every habit that elevates your physical, mental, and emotional energy compounds into results that feel almost effortless because your body and mind are aligned with your purpose. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is essential. Boundaries, focus, and intentional choices are not limitations. They are shields that guard the life you are building. When you refuse to give your attention to what doesn't serve you, you create space for growth, clarity, and excellence. Imagine waking up each day with a mind free from mental clutter, a body fueled by vitality, and emotions anchored in calm determination. That state is not reserved for a lucky few. It is the direct result of the habits you cultivate to protect your energy. When you prioritize your energy, decision fatigue disappears, your creativity flourishes, and your capacity to handle challenges expands. You become the master of your focus rather than a prisoner of distraction. The people who achieve extraordinary results do not necessarily work harder. They work smarter, directing their energy toward what matters most and eliminating what drains them. Every choice to say no to negativity, to limit unnecessary stress, and to focus on what matters is an investment in your future self. The ripple effect is profound. Your mental clarity sharpens, your productivity increases, your relationships improve, and your inner peace grows. Energy is the silent driver of consistency, discipline, and momentum. Without it, motivation fades, action falters, and progress stalls. With it, you become unstoppable. The most powerful transformation is not about doing more. It's about channeling what you already have with precision, purpose, and intensity. Protecting your energy is about reclaiming control over your life, refusing to surrender your power to chaos, and designing each day to serve the life you desire. Every distraction you eliminate, every boundary you set, every choice to nurture your body and mind compounds into strength, resilience, and clarity. You begin to notice how much more capable you are, how much more focused, and how much more aligned with your goals. Protecting your energy is not a one-time act. It is a discipline, a commitment, and a habit that transforms your life from the inside out. The moment you take responsibility for where your energy goes, you reclaim the power to create the life you want. You become the force that shapes your reality, the architect of your potential, and the guardian of your future. The question is, will you let your energy be scattered, or will you guard it, channel it, and use it to build the extraordinary life that is waiting for you? Accountability is the bridge between intention and results. Dreams without responsibility remain fantasies. Goals without ownership become wishes that fade with time. When you hold yourself accountable, you stop making excuses, stop blaming circumstances, and stop surrendering your power to external forces. Every promise you make to yourself, every commitment you honor, is a declaration that you are serious about your life, that your growth matters more than your comfort, and that your potential is non-negotiable. The science is clear. People who consistently measure their progress and share their commitments achieve far more than those who act in isolation. Accountability is not punishment, it is empowerment. It transforms passive hope into active, unstoppable momentum. When you begin to track your actions, assess your choices, and measure your results, you create clarity. You see what works, what doesn't, and what requires adjustment. This awareness eliminates wasted energy, indecision, and self-doubt. You no longer drift aimlessly because your goals have a mirror reflecting your effort back to you. Imagine looking at your life and knowing without question that every day you are taking deliberate steps toward the person you want to become. That clarity brings confidence. That discipline breeds resilience. That focus accelerates transformation. Accountability can be internal, a quiet commitment to yourself, or external, through mentors, partners, or communities that demand your best. Either way, it is the catalyst that turns intention into action and action into results. It creates a feedback loop where every success fuels more success and every failure becomes a lesson that guides you closer to mastery. Without it, even the most ambitious plans falter. With it, progress becomes inevitable. Your confidence grows because your actions match your words, and your self-respect strengthens because you refuse to settle for mediocrity. Accountability forces honesty, and honesty with yourself is the foundation of all growth. It strips away illusions, confronts excuses, and demands clarity. You begin to see where you are truly investing your time, energy, and effort, and you make choices that align with your highest priorities. Each commitment you honor becomes proof that you are capable, that you are disciplined, and that you can achieve what you set out to do. Every moment of accountability compounds, creating a life defined not by chance, not by circumstance, but by deliberate action, focus, and integrity. You start to internalize a truth most people ignore. Growth is not accidental, progress is not random, and success is not bestowed. They are earned, cultivated, and reinforced through relentless responsibility. The moment you embrace accountability, you step into a new realm of power. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start steering it with authority, intention, and clarity. You begin to trust yourself because you know your commitments are not empty words. They are promises kept, progress made, and transformation achieved. The question is, will you step into the discipline of accountability, or will you continue to drift, hoping that change will come on its own? Every day you choose accountability is a day you reclaim control, accelerate growth, and move closer to the extraordinary life you are capable of creating. Learning is the fuel that propels your mind, your skills, and your life forward. Every person who has achieved greatness knows that knowledge is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The world rewards those who are willing to stretch, to explore, and to master what others ignore. Growth comes to those who refuse to remain stagnant, who seek understanding even when it is uncomfortable, and who pursue mastery relentlessly. Every hour you invest in learning compounds, sharpening your mind, expanding your perspective, and creating opportunities you could not have imagined before. The human brain thrives on challenge, on curiosity, and on the stretch that comes from seeking more than what you currently know. When you stop learning, you stop growing, and when you stop growing, life begins to pass you by. But when you commit to learning, every day becomes an investment in your future, a deliberate step toward the person you were meant to be. This is not about reading a book or taking a course for the sake of it. This is about intentional, focused learning that transforms the way you think, act, and solve problems. It is about absorbing lessons from every experience, every success, and every failure. It is about seeking wisdom relentlessly and applying it immediately. The difference between those who live ordinary lives and those who live extraordinary ones is not luck. It is the hunger to learn, the courage to grow, and the discipline to apply knowledge consistently. Imagine your mind as a muscle. The more you exercise it with new ideas, perspectives, and challenges, the stronger it becomes. The stronger it becomes, the more capable you are of creating, innovating, and mastering your environment. Learning is also a shield against stagnation. It keeps you relevant, adaptable, and ahead of the curve. It allows you to approach challenges with confidence, to navigate uncertainty with clarity, and to act decisively when others hesitate. Every insight you gain becomes a tool you can wield to shape your reality, to elevate your performance, and to expand your influence. Compounding effect of knowledge is profound. What you learn today can create exponential opportunities tomorrow, but knowledge alone is not enough. It must be applied. Action without insight can lead to wasted effort, and learning without action can become meaningless. True transformation happens when knowledge meets execution, when what you understand informs what you do, and when every lesson strengthens your ability to achieve. The commitment to learning is a commitment to yourself, to your potential, and to the life you are capable of designing. It requires curiosity, courage, and the discipline to show up consistently, even when progress feels slow or uncertain. Each moment you dedicate to growth builds momentum, sharpens your mind, and reinforces your belief in what is possible. By embracing learning as a daily habit, you are equipping yourself with the tools to rise above limitation, to overcome obstacles, and to transform every area of your life. The question is, will you settle for what you already know, or will you commit to learning relentlessly, unlocking doors to opportunity, mastery, and a life that exceeds even your highest expectations? Gratitude is not a soft sentiment. It is a catalyst for resilience, clarity, and unstoppable forward motion. The way you perceive your life shapes everything you experience. When your focus is on what is missing, what is wrong, or what you lack, your energy is consumed by frustration, doubt, and limitation. But when you deliberately cultivate gratitude, when you train your mind to notice what is working, what is possible, and what has been given, your perspective shifts and your power grows. Science confirms that gratitude rewires the brain, reduces stress, strengthens emotional resilience, and increases motivation. Every moment you acknowledge the good, however small, you create a mental environment where progress is possible and obstacles feel conquerable. Gratitude does not ignore challenges, it reframes them. It allows you to see lessons where others see failure, opportunity where others see defeat, and strength where others see weakness. When you practice gratitude daily, it becomes a lens that amplifies possibility and diminishes fear. Your mind begins to operate from abundance rather than scarcity, from hope rather than despair. This simple habit transforms not just your mindset, but your energy, your relationships, and your results. The more you notice what you are grateful for, the more your brain seeks additional reasons to feel empowered and capable. Gratitude fuels persistence, sharpens focus, and reinforces the emotional resilience needed to tackle challenges head on. Imagine facing obstacles with a sense of calm certainty, knowing that every setback contains the seeds of growth and every struggle is temporary. That is the power of perspective rooted in gratitude. It allows you to act decisively, to make choices aligned with your highest goals, and to maintain momentum when life pushes back. Your daily reflections, even as brief as acknowledging 3 things you appreciate, compound over time into a mind that sees opportunity in adversity and strength in challenge. Gratitude is not about ignoring pain. It is about expanding your awareness to include both the struggle and the blessings, allowing you to respond with clarity, courage, and focus rather than fear and frustration. It strengthens your sense of agency because you recognize that even in difficult circumstances, you have control over your response, your attitude, and your actions. Every small practice of gratitude compounds into a life where obstacles are no longer paralyzing, where energy is directed toward creation rather than complaint, and where motivation is drawn from a deep understanding of what truly matters. By embracing gratitude, you transform the lens through which you experience reality. You replace distraction, negativity, and resentment with focus, empowerment, and purpose. Your mind becomes fertile ground for success, your decisions become sharper, and your emotional energy becomes unstoppable. The question is, will you allow your focus to drift toward lack, or will you intentionally cultivate gratitude, unlocking clarity, resilience, and a momentum that carries you toward the extraordinary life you are capable of creating? Every day you choose gratitude, you choose power, progress, and the transformation that follows. The people you surround yourself with are mirrors of who you are and who you will become. Every conversation, every interaction, every environment shapes your thoughts, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. If your circle is filled with negativity, doubt, or complacency, it quietly erodes your confidence, drains your energy, and limits your potential. But when you deliberately choose to surround yourself with excellence, with people who inspire, challenge, and elevate you, your mind begins to shift, your focus sharpens, and your possibilities expand. Social influence is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. You adopt the standards, habits, and attitudes of those you spend the most time with. This is not theory, it is science. Your environment either propels you forward or holds you back, often without you even noticing. When you commit to excellence in the people you allow close, you create a feedback loop of inspiration and growth. Their ambition fuels your own. Their discipline reinforces yours. Their mindset challenges you to rise above mediocrity and step into your highest potential. Surrounding yourself with excellence is not about comparison. It is about alignment. It is about consciously choosing influences that support the life you are building rather than erode it. Every conversation becomes a lesson, every observation a reminder of what is possible, and every interaction a spark that ignites momentum. Your circle becomes your unconscious curriculum, teaching you what to believe about yourself, what to pursue, and how to act. Imagine the compounding effect of consistent exposure to growth-minded, disciplined, and motivated people. Your own habits begin to shift without effort. Your confidence strengthens, your energy rises, your courage grows. This is the invisible architecture of success. The environment you choose reinforces every other habit, every other decision, and every other action in your life. Toxic influences will try to pull you back, but when you deliberately curate your surroundings, their power diminishes. The people who encourage your growth, who challenge you to act, and who celebrate your progress are magnets for opportunity, clarity, and persistence. Excellence is contagious. Momentum is contagious. Your ability to rise is directly tied to who and what you allow into your life. Curating your circle, your environment, and your influences is an act of self-respect, a statement that you refuse to settle, and a commitment to the transformation you are capable of achieving. The ripple effect is profound. Sharper focus, stronger habits, higher energy, clearer vision, and unwavering persistence. You begin to think bigger, act bolder, and believe deeper in your capacity to create change. This is not optional, it is necessary. Your life reflects the influence you accept and the habits you reinforce through association. Every decision about who and what surrounds you is a vote for the person you are becoming. The question is, will you remain in a space that limits your growth, or will you intentionally surround yourself with excellence, ensuring that every day, every interaction, and every habit reinforces the extraordinary life you are capable of creating? When you make this choice, transformation accelerates and your potential becomes unstoppable. Reflection is the compass that guides every step of your transformation. Without it, action can become aimless, growth can become stagnant, and progress can feel like chaos. Every choice you make, every habit you adopt, and every effort you exert needs feedback, needs assessment, needs honest evaluation. When you pause to reflect, you gain clarity on what is working, what is holding you back, and what requires adjustment. Reflection is not about dwelling on mistakes or regretting the past. It is about understanding it, learning from it, and using it to sharpen your future. The mind thrives on feedback. Without it, you repeat the same errors, waste energy, and stagnate in mediocrity. With reflection, every experience becomes a lesson, every setback becomes data, and every action becomes part of a deliberate, conscious process toward mastery. When you combine reflection with persistence, you create a feedback loop that accelerates growth beyond what most people ever imagine. Persistence without reflection can be blind. Reflection without action is futile. But when the two unite, transformation becomes inevitable. Every week, every day, every hour you take to assess your choices, measure your results, and recalibrate your approach compounds into insight, clarity, and control. Your confidence grows because your actions align with understanding. Your energy strengthens because effort is directed where it matters most. Your mindset becomes sharper because every lesson reinforces belief in your capability. The most successful people do not move randomly. They move deliberately, consistently refining their approach based on observation, assessment, and insight. Reflection forces honesty. It forces you to confront where you have fallen short, where you have sabotaged yourself, and where opportunity still waits. This honesty is uncomfortable, but discomfort is the currency of growth. The more rigorous your reflection to clear your path forward, the faster your transformation. Persistence without adaptation leads to wasted effort. Reflection without courage leads to paralysis. But together, they create momentum that cannot be stopped. You begin to see patterns in your behavior, strengths you can leverage and weaknesses you can overcome. You begin to recognize the invisible forces shaping your reality and take control of them deliberately. Reflection strengthens accountability, sharpens focus, and fuels purpose. It allows you to act with intention, to choose habits that matter, and to discard routines that waste energy. Every insight gained through reflection empowers action that compounds, creating results that feel almost inevitable because they are deliberate, informed, and consistent. This is the essence of mastery, the conscious cycle of action, observation, adjustment, and renewed action. Your growth accelerates, your confidence deepens, and your results multiply. Every day you commit to reflection, you reclaim control over your life, sharpen the precision of your actions, and transform intention into measurable progress. The question is, will you act blindly, or will you embrace reflection, learning from every moment, every success, and every challenge to engineer a life of clarity, purpose, and unstoppable momentum? The power to refine, adapt, and persist lies in your hands, and with it, your transformation is inevitable. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Talent, intelligence, and motivation can spark action, but without discipline, they flicker and fade. Discipline is the quiet, unwavering commitment to show up, to act, and to persist when no one is watching, when circumstances are difficult, and when your emotions beg you to quit. It is the muscle that turns intention into results, effort into mastery, and potential into achievement. Every habit you build, every routine you maintain, and every choice to act consistently strengthens this muscle. The more disciplined you become, the less you are controlled by fleeting emotions, external distractions, or the chaos of circumstance. Your mind becomes steady, your focus becomes unshakable, and your ability to achieve what matters most becomes inevitable. Discipline does not require perfection, it requires persistence. It asks that you commit to the process, trust in your ability to grow, and refuse to be derailed by temporary discomfort. Every action taken with discipline compounds, creating momentum that accelerates your progress and transforms your life faster than sporadic bursts of effort ever could. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain average is not luck. It is the relentless practice of disciplined action day after day in every area that matters. Discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. It frees you from the tyranny of fleeting feelings, impulsive decisions, and inconsistent effort. It allows you to design your life deliberately rather than reactively, and to align your habits with the person you are determined to become. Every choice to act when it is hard, to follow through when it is inconvenient, and to persist when it is uncomfortable reinforces the belief that you are capable, resilient, and unstoppable. Discipline compounds silently, quietly, invisibly. It transforms the mundane into extraordinary, the ordinary into mastery, and the potential within you into results that demand attention. Your confidence grows because your actions match your intentions. Your clarity strengthens because your effort is consistent and directed. Your energy amplifies because discipline removes wasted motion, distraction, and indecision. The habits you cultivate through discipline create a foundation so strong that challenges become manageable, setbacks become temporary, and success becomes inevitable. Every day you choose discipline, you are building not just results, but character. You are proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined, that you can endure, persist, and rise above limitation. Discipline is the engine that drives momentum, the anchor that secures focus, and the secret weapon that transforms dreams into reality. The question is, will you allow inconsistency to dictate your life, or will you commit to discipline, embracing the discomfort, the repetition, and the persistence required to become unstoppable? The life you desire is not built on hope. It is built on disciplined action, executed relentlessly until transformation is complete. Every choice to act with discipline is a step toward mastery, a step toward clarity, and a step toward the extraordinary life that is waiting for you.